Now I'm sure you've heard me say it. Hi, I'm Auntie and I'm a seer, and on October 8th of 2024, my Father took me hand in hand beyond the veil to show me all of the truths and give me all of the proofs of all of the heavenly realms. Maybe it's time I explain to you exactly what happened on October 8th. More specifically, I suppose, what happened on September 14th. Did I capture that only 3 weeks later on October 8th, my Father told me, my child, you might want to look at those photos you took because you have something so very important. You don't even know. 33. Oh, but first things first, Tiki Talk, you know me, this is purely for entertainment purposes only. All things stated here, just speculation. We're just thinking out loud. I got new boots, baby, new boot goofing, let's go. I have always been able to see beyond the veil. My entire life, I was born with the gift. But while we're on that note, let's talk about gifts. Because due to my health and being physically limited after a failed fusion and now a 7-level posterior anterior fusion in my neck and losing my left trap to cancer and 80% of the function of my left arm, so many of these beautiful gifts and who I am and who I was had been taken away. There's one thing I can still do, my friends, and that is fish. Ha ha! When I am fishing, there is nothing you can get me to do. You cannot stop me, yo. Uncle Mike bought me a beautiful pontoon boat. I named it the Bass Ackwards. I will fish every second I'm on that bad boy. I will even cast the line out while Uncle Mike is pulling the boat out of the lake, and I'll be in the back of it on pavement, casting as far as I can. You cannot get me to stop. But something got me to stop on this day. When suddenly in CJ Strike, the first time I'd been there, in the middle of the lake, I was so compelled to stop everything, grab both of my iPhones and even my Canon camera and start snapping photos, not only of the clouds, but of the mountains as well. Ooh, I knew I was going to catch a Nephilim. I knew I was going to catch a petrified giant on those mountains, and I did. It wasn't what I caught on the mountains that was so significant and so beautiful and life-changing. No, because on October 8th, that night when my Father said, look at the photos, it was the pictures of the clouds that would change my life. As I captured Yeshua on the throne of Yah, not once, not twice, but 6 times. And although I sat stationary on my boat, as I show you here in just a moment, I caught pictures of him on the throne, in motion, in the spirit, in different vantage points, as I sat stationary, and they moved in the spirit. Instantly, when I first saw this photo, the first thing I saw was the finger. I even said, hey, whose finger is that? Yo, I am Presbyterian. In my entire life, I never knew, well, first and foremost, about the Nephilim or the giants, but I never knew about the 23 chariots of Yah. I didn't know there were chariots at all, let alone multiple ones. The second I saw this photo, and I saw, and I'll show you in a second, the finger and the clear chariot. Here it looks like a float. It's even got little steps. That's my favorite. As soon as I saw this, I knew instantly this was the throne of Yah. The next day, my entire life changed. Like I've said a million times, I was taken beyond the veil and I went straight to work. The very first thing my Father showed me were thousands of chariots, thousands. And I was snapping pictures of different ones. Captured a picture of an absolute sapphire. No doubt, no question, it was a sapphire even set like a stone. One day, this is my favorite, I captured a foot. I even said, whoa, whose foot is that? Because even though I was just days, maybe a week into my journey, I knew already what was in the heavens. The birds, the lions, the ox, the chariots, the angels, the buckles, the sapphires. You drew it because you knew it, because it was your home. Everything I had already drawn in my vision art is what I was seeing in the heavens beyond the veil. But there was one thing I had never seen, and that was a foot until that day. I thought I got a video of it, but my dog was barking and the sun was in my eye, and I didn't end up getting the video. But I had even said, whose foot is that? As I saw a cherub, lion, ox, eagle, and man. And then this foot. As I went through my journey in the beginning, I saw so many different chariots. But in my heart of hearts, since the first day, I always knew this one was the chariot of Yah. And before I go any further, let me show you this. Okay, let's start with the steps because it's kind of my favorite. Here is the chariot. It's got little whoop, whoop, whoop along the side. It comes up like a float. And here is the throne. Here's the finger. This is one thing I have not yet figured out, but I think I figured it out now. And it has everything to do with what's going on over here. This right here is a seraphim. And there will be another one on the other side. But I want you to pay close attention to this. Remember, these are clouds. And the multiple photos I got of this was over the matter of minutes. These are very thin, wispy clouds. They would have definitely changed or gone away by the time that I was done. Yet you'll see they did not. Do you notice these 2 letters? Y, A. It says Yah, but it's what's underneath that blew my mind. The Alpha and the Omega, right above the throne. This is your Messiah, sitting here. His beard, his nose, his eye, his crown. This is Yeshua on the throne of Yah. This was the next picture I got, and you can see the finger so very well. Look at the fingernail, the prints on the knuckles. This was the next photo I took. Remember, I am sitting stationary as he is moving through the spirit. And not only are we seeing it at a different vantage point, now it's as if we're looking down and we can see more on the throne. But the finger and the Yah and the Alpha and the Omega, they still all remain the same, just like everything else in this photo. Figure the little stairs up. That is so cool because our Messiah walks up those when he gets on the throne. There he is again. This was the next photo I took. And here you can clearly see the seraphim now, the bird, the eye with its beak and its other beak. There's another one on the other side. They are joined. And again, there's the Yah with the Alpha and the Omega. And we're getting even more different vantage point from above down onto the throne of Yah. This is another photo I had taken and another. I want you to pay attention right here. This was beautiful. The day that I realized this was months and months after my journey began. We have our Messiah sitting on the throne of Yah, the finger, and then this angel, the seraphim. But what is going on right here? This is a woman. Her nose, her eye, her head, her neck, and she's got a veil on her top of her head, and she is kissing a man. She is the bride. This, my friends, is the wedding dinner, Lamb's wedding dinner, that every Christian will be called to be a part of when Yeshua comes for his bride. I want you to get a moment here to see your Messiah up close. This is him, his profile, again, his eye, his nose, his beard, upon the throne of Yah. Wait, this was another one I took from a different vantage point. All him moving in the spirit while I stayed stationary. That is not how clouds work, my friend. Not only is it incredible, astounding that even the smallest wrinkles in the finger don't dissipate or change over this time, the fingernail, but we get a completely different vantage point of the throne from above. Every single detail, none of what is in this photo or in these clouds, the conduit, none of it has changed. There is our Messiah, right there. His face, his beard, his mustache, his nose, his eye, his crown, sitting upon the throne of Yah. Look at the Alpha and the Omega with the Yah, wispy little clouds, but never changed. Is that not the most beautiful thing? Because in my opinion, this is your Messiah upon the throne of Yah. Look at the detail in this finger, the fingernail, and even the knuckle wrinkles. In some of the photos, you can see the middle finger as well, as if a hand is up like this. There, you can see it there. Take a moment, soak it in. For Yeshua is on the throne of Yah. And I can see my Messiah, and I hope you can, clear as day. Anytime I would send these photos to a friend of mine, I would say, I'm going to hang up with you and I'm going to send it to you and I'm going to give you all the time you need because you are truly looking at your Messiah. Truly. It is a very personal, beautiful moment. Messiah upon the throne of Yah at the wedding party, the wedding feast, when our Messiah comes for his bride. Today, I went into my Bible time. I was sitting on the floor in front of my art when I sat down and realized, oh, I don't have my Bible. The Spirit said, no, you don't need that. And I had just gotten a new book and it said, grab that. Now, if you guys follow me, you know I don't intentionally ever open my Bible to anything. Well, I do sometimes, but not when I'm in my time with my Father. He will guide me to what I need to know. And this day, I dang near threw my phone. I almost threw the book. And you would too if you saw exactly what it opened up to. I was knee deep in the beginning of my journey being shown all of the chariots in the heavenly realms. At this point, being a little Presbyterian, having no clue that our Father had a chariot, let alone multiple ones. The 23 chariots of Yah. My book opened immediately towards the back to a page that says, the different chariots of the Holy One, blessed be He. Holy One, blessed be He, has innumerable chariots. Chariots of the cherubim, chariots of the wind, chariots of the swift cloud. I had no idea if I had those ones, because really, how could you? I'm running out of time and I can't list them all, so let me get to the ones that dropped my jaw. Chariot of the sapphire, chariot of the swift cherubim. I need to do a video completely different one on that, because that one for me is huge. Has the chariot of his holy throne, for it is written, God sits upon his holy throne. He has the chariots of the throne of Yah, for it is written, because a hand is lifted up upon the throne of Yah. Oh, yes. Thank you. I knew it the whole time and I was not wrong. This is how my journey began. This is how it all started. Captured multiple pictures of Yeshua on the throne of Yah. In my opinion, that's not a bad place to start. In fact, in my opinion, that was the best place to start in this world. This is how my journey began. All grace and glory be to Yah.